Total Pro Sports presents 20 Facts You Probably Didn't Know About Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has already made his case for being the greatest player in Seattle Seahawks history. Along with the Legion of Boom, he helped create one of the biggest powerhouses in the NFL, giving the Pacific Northwest something to always cheer about. Everyone knows the name, but you don't know everything about Russ. Here are 20 facts you probably didn't know about Wilson. Number 20, other options await. Though he signed a 4-year extension with the Seahawks in the summer of 2015, there's always a possibility for him to become an MLB star. Wilson was drafted by the Colorado Rockies in 2010, but then drafted again by the Texas Rangers in the Rule 5 draft. He did attend spring training, but we'll see if he ever makes a transition. Number 19, RUSS-LLIN away. You have to be pretty awesome to have Eminem mention you in one of his rap lyrics, and Wilson did just that. Eminem's song Monster mentions Wilson's name in it, mentioning how he was drafted so late in 2012, but it turned into gold for Seattle. Number 18, changing for the better. We often hear sad stories about children who were full of happiness when they were little, only to have their lives fall out of control. Well, Wilson started out poorly, but has finished strongly since. He was a major bully in elementary school, knocking kids' teeth out. Now he's as classy as it comes. Number 17, it's not about the money. Super Bowl 48 featured Wilson's Seahawks and Peyton Manning's Denver Broncos. Then again, who cares about how much money you make? Wilson was making $526,000 a year when his team won the big game. Manning was making $882,000 that week. Remember, kids, money can't buy happiness. Number 16, size does not matter. Well, in terms of quarterbacks starting in Super Bowls, it does. After Super Bowl 50, only 2 quarterbacks in the NFL history were under 6'2". Drew Brees led the New Orleans Saints to the title in Super Bowl 44, and Wilson, who stands at 5'11". Number 15, elite company. It's up for debate as to whether or not Wilson is elite, but consider these numbers against some of these numbers after his first 4 seasons in the league. He went 2-0 against Peyton Manning, 1-1 against Tom Brady, 3-1 against Aaron Rodgers, 1-0 against Ben Roethlisberger, 2-0 against Eli Manning, 2-0 against Drew Brees, and 4-2 against Cam Newton. Number 14, religion matters. It's well known by now that Wilson is very religious and a close follower of Jesus. After Wilson's father passed away, Wilson had a dream where Jesus visited him and inspired him. Wilson went to church and never looked back. Number 13, close followers. Spike Lee doesn't like Reggie Miller, but that doesn't mean all celebrities and athletes don't get along, of course. Billie Jean King, the former women's star tennis player, is a huge fan of Wilson, sending out a tweet where she claimed he was one of her heroes. Well done, Mr. Wilson. Number 12, keeping it close. The Seahawks almost always win close games, but all of their losses tend to be close as well. So through Wilson's first 4 seasons, every game was basically a nail-biter. That's because Wilson didn't lose any games by 20 points from 2012 to 2015. He looked destined to be in the 2015 NFC Divisional Round against Carolina, but a huge comeback fell just short, but it kept his impressive streak intact. Number 11, in the family. For some people to be pro athletes, they often have to have family genetics. Wilson's family was as athletic as it came. At Kentucky State, his grandfather played football and basketball. His dad was a football and baseball star when he attended Dartmouth. Wilson's brother also started football and baseball at the University of Richmond. Number 10, everyday I'm BUSS-ELLIN. Just how big is Wilson in Seattle? At the infamous tailgating parties in the Emerald City, some fans wanted to make it more intense, so they converted a school bus into one that was suitable for tailgate parties. As such, they named it Bustle Wilson, while the wheels on the bustle go round and round. Number 9, behind the number. The number 3 isn't the number you see a lot of quarterbacks wear, so why does Wilson wear it? It signals the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Number 8, crystal balls work. Before Seattle drafted Wilson in 2012, he put all the NFL teams into a hat, and the one he picked, the Seahawks. Destiny and foreshadowing exist, folks, you gotta believe. Number 7, athletic connections. Remember Madison Bumgarner, the 2014 San Francisco Giants World Series hero? As it turns out, he and Wilson were actually roommates together during an East versus West baseball game. Both became superstars that won the big championship in their respective sports, so we can only assume if there was a third roommate, greatness would have followed. Number 6, beginner success. Think of all-time greats: Joe Montana, Johnny Unitas, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Brett Favre, Drew Brees, and Aaron Rodgers. None of them could do what Wilson did. He set the record for most wins by a quarterback in his first 2 seasons, going a total of 24-8, so it's safe to say he's making a case for being a future Hall of Famer in the long run. Number 5, it's not how you start, but how you finish. Everyone remembers the infamous Seahawks and Green Bay Packers 2014 NFC Championship thriller. Wilson overcame 4 interceptions to lead Seattle to an overtime victory to advance to the Super Bowl. In fact, he's the only player to ever throw that many interceptions in a game, as well as the game-winning touchdown. Number 4, better than you think. It's easy to think Wilson is a game manager at best. Seattle's rushing game has been the force of their offense for years, and the Legion of Boom has been the backbone. But Wilson's stats don't lie and prove he's right up there among the best quarterbacks. Only he, Dan Marino, and Peyton Manning threw at least 50 touchdowns after their first 2 seasons. Number 3, working overtime. Wilson's job isn't only to play quarterback for the Seahawks. In fact, he's a senior editor at the Players Tribune that helps athletes reach out to fans online, and it was started by New York Yankees icon Derek Jeter. Looks like a career as a journalist awaits when his NFL career ends. And number 2, but I would run 100 yards and I would throw for 300 more just to be the man who netted 400 yards to deliver you to Seattle. Da-na-na-na. All singing aside, Wilson became the first player to throw for at least 300 yards and rush for 100-plus yards in a game. He did it in a 2014 game against the St. Louis Rams. And number 1, he's awesome, seriously. We end this list about a great guy with a fact to show he's a great guy. Wilson visits a children's hospital in Seattle every Tuesday, where he talks to kids and brings his celebrity pals and Seahawks teammates to make their days. Can more athletes please be like him? What is your favorite athlete you'd like to learn more about? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video, then please click like. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time to do so. We upload 7 videos a week. As always, we thank you so much for watching.